Hey guys, I'm Renee Paquette, hanging out here with Chidobe Awuzie. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. You said my name right too, so
yes, I did.
Made my mood a little better too. That's good.
Don't think I wasn't practicing it on my way here. There's no way I was going to botch that. I refuse. Can I call you Cheeto?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Excellent. I would also like to start this interview off by saying that it was very stressful getting ready for this interview, outfit-wise.
Okay.
Because you don't mess around when it comes to fashion. So I couldn't show up in like some sludge outfit. So what all goes into your fashion? Because I mean, we've got a little taste of it behind you here.
A little bit.
And do you have your own clothing line too? Is this true?
Yeah, I'm trying to start a basically an African-inspired clothing line. You know, using premium fabrics, but everything's made in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like in the fashion space, we haven't really experienced African fashion. And last year, you know, before games, a lot of the players know. Some people that tune in a little bit know that I'll wear traditional Nigerian wear, and I try to make it look modern. So
that
fashion
Prince outfit.
Yeah. So I have a lot of fun with it for sure. I have a lot of fun with it, and you know, hopefully people will see it, and you know, when we're ready to launch, people will want to experience it too. So.
When are you going to launch it?
Pretty soon.
Okay.
Pretty soon. I have the website already done. We have tailors ready. The main thing right now is just getting the premium fabrics and the craftsmanship down. I don't want to give anybody some, trash.
No.
Especially putting my name on it.
No, they're beautiful. When I was like looking like just through your Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, look at you. Look at these outfits. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
You guys all have a pretty like tight fashion game. Who do you think has the best fashion on the team?
That's a hard question. I will say Joe Burrow, if he wears something, it's going to get the most national pull. So I think with the Cartiers, it's crazy because we were in Vegas for the fight,
yes.
The UFC fight, and it was me, Joey, and Jesse. And the lady that was helping us was like, because Joe was looking at Cartiers, like some more Cartiers, and she was like, oh, there's this guy, Joe Burrow, who made these ones very popular. And Joe's,
you said that to him?
I swear. And Joe's like, yeah, well, I'm Joe Burrow.
Nice
that was crazy. So like, he really made those glasses popular.
So funny.
Yeah, I'll give it to Joe. He probably has the most national. If he puts something on, they're gonna notice it. Yeah.
Who's got the worst?
Who
needs a little love?
Okay, I won't say the worst. I'll say someone has the biggest surprise element would have to be Eli.
Okay.
Apple. He has a lot of swag and fashion, but when he came to the Super Bowl with that robe. Like, I don't know if people saw that, but he came in like a Versace or a Fendi, something robe to the Super Bowl. It was like, all right, this is Eli. So it was just hilarious.
I like the like surprise element of like, what are we going to get here? But you know what? Kudos. You got to throw something against the wall sometimes. See if it's going to stick.
Exactly.
Try it out a little bit. So I've also heard that you are like the Bobby Fischer of the Bengals in terms of your chess skills.
Yeah, something like that.
How did you become a chess player? Did you always know how to play chess? You learned it when it came in the locker room?
I learned in college, I was in econ class, and two of my teammates at the time, we would go to that class and we would pay attention for the most part. But in the new age, you had your laptops out. The professor might be talking to somebody else. We'd pull up chess, and we started playing, and it got real competitive to the point where
real rebels out there just playing chess during.
Yeah, it's the competitive spirit behind it, and when you lose in chess, you just feel like this person's smarter than me. Does he have two heads or something? Why is he smarter than me? So then you want to learn how to get better. So I kind of just continued on to what it's become now.
What about the parallels between like the mental sharpness and your physical sharpness out on the field? Do you think that playing chess is something that really kind of helps keep you in the game?
Oh, no, for sure. Chess is, a lot of people say it's like the game of, or like war, essentially war. And, pretty much any game that takes any type of mental intelligence or, processing, you could compare it to life, because people say life is a game. So anything that has to do with, football, whether it's, these businesses I'm trying to start, chess has allowed me to kind of like prioritize things and, pattern recognize. When I see certain thing, I'm able to respond a certain way. Just like if I'm on the chessboard, someone puts me in a position that I've seen before. I'm like, oh, I did this before and it didn't work. Let me try this. Oh, that works now. Okay, let me keep doing this. And now we move on to the next move. Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things where I think it relates to everything in life.
Did you watch Queen's Gambit when it came out?
I did.
It's so good.
It was really good. And honestly, it was a perfect time because obviously I had been playing chess before that, but me and Amari Cooper, one of my good friends who plays on the Browns, we play chess every day. And people would always walk by, and we didn't really have too many people trying to play with us. They probably thought it was intimidating because they didn't want to lose.
Chess is intimidating.
It is.
Very intimidating.
But then when Queen's Gambit came out, we had like spectators, like people would come by, oh, I've been learning to play chess, this and that. So, it was really good for the game of chess. So, yeah.
What about ping pong? I hear there's ping pong tables in the locker room now.
Man. Hey, I'll tell you what, I think we're one of the most interesting teams. I'll put it out there. I think we are. If you go in the locker room, you're going to see a lot of action outside of just practice. People playing ping pong. There's a couple players that know how to really spin it good.
Ooh,
yeah, so
okay. Work on that backhand.
Yeah, backhand, all that kind of stuff. So it gets real fun in there for sure. People are staying a little later than they usually have.
Just stay in the locker room, hang out, put on some music, get the ping pong tournament up and running.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little Nigerian food.
Okay.
What is like the quintessential home cooked meal for you?
Quintessential home cooked meal.
When you're talking, if I were to go have Nigerian food, what would you want me to have?
If you were to have Nigerian food, I would definitely start you off with jollof rice.
Okay.
And jollof rice is basically a tomato-based, stew mixed with rice, and it's spicy. It has like your great seasoned flavor. You could put bitter leaf in it. You could put chicken, fish, beef.
Bitter leaf.
Yeah, and that's healthy digestive system. So all of our food, honestly, a lot of our food is technically vegan. Like if you cook it correctly, but if you remove the meat from it, we have vegetable soup.
Yeah.
We have pounded yam with okra soup, pepper soup. We have yams. So we eat a lot of stuff that's very clean and healthy, but it just depends how you make it. But I would definitely start you off with jollof rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My mom's coming today too, so maybe I'll bring some for the tan. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you get so pumped when your mom gets to come out.
Man, I love it because Uber Eats gets mad, but I get happy for sure.
Totally, nothing like a good mom cooked meal. Okay, so this is your second season here in Cincinnati. Before we talk a little football, the city. What are you loving about the city of Cincinnati? I was just telling you, I also just moved here. I'm figuring it out. Where are your spots? What are you into?
Food.
Yes, there's a lot of good food.
Yeah, there's a lot of good food. And, we even had a thing called Taste of the Bengals maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. And, we got to experience a lot of the local restaurants around the city. And I thought I was well versed in the area, because I was trying a lot of stuff last year. And even this year I was, but.
Did you see you had the chili?
No.
You did?
That's one thing that I haven't, gotten mustered up the courage for.
Oh my gosh. How would you guys let this happen? This should be illegal.
I mean, there's a couple of people in that locker room. I don't know if they had it either, but I don't want to put anybody on blast.
Okay, so season 2, we are just about in it. We are here. How are you feeling? What are the pressures like right now coming into the second season with the Bengals for you? Man,
it's just a quiet confidence, I would say. Really throughout the whole team. Obviously, where we've been, that's kind of like the foundation now. We know how to get there. A lot of the guys, just seeing from OTAs to now have gotten a lot better from last year, at this point. And teams are going to start looking after us as, a team to, contend with. Before they were kind of looking at us like, we'll see who they are type of thing. But now they know it's not a fluke. So we know that there's going to be targets on our back. But I just feel like there's quiet confidence on our team. And I think, when we go out there, people are going to realize, who the Bengals really are. Because, one thing about this league, you could do it 1 year, but you have to do it 2 years for people to really respect you. So this is our year to really earn that respect and, try to become a dynasty, really, a franchise that, is respected. How exciting does it feel to be like a part of something like that? Not from the get-go, but from the season that you had last year compared to, the previous seasons, but for you to be here kind of on like the ground level right now as this dynasty is being built, you feel that like synergy happening? No, for sure. And, when I signed here, that was kind of the idea. And I'm sure like guys like Trey Hendrickson, Mike Hilton, Von Bell, DJ Reader, all those guys that signed here, kind of had that same vision in mind, like being a part of something special. Usually in college, you may be a part of that. High school, you may be a part of that. But in the NFL, it's real rare because, you have a lot of guys focused on the business, trying to make enough money for their families. But here it's like that added element of like, this is just a little more important, so it's beautiful to be a part of. It's so cool. It's so fun to see. And I moved to Cincinnati just in time to be a part of the whole thing. It's so great. Why did you come to Cincinnati? What was it about the Bengals that
that kind of made that seem like the destination for you? And was there anyone you were kind of talking to that was kind of giving you the iggy on what's going on here?
Well, I would say, to be completely honest, when I first heard the Bengals were the first team that called me. But when I first heard them, I was like, let's wait a little bit, let's see what else is out there. But I didn't really know the Bengals. But then I started to look at the roster and like kind of what was going on, and Coach Zach Taylor, the type of guy he was, and I was like, oh wow, this team's actually very like interesting. And then more research, and I was able to visit here, and everything just kept adding up. And for me, I've always played my best football when I feel like I'm part of like the team's movement to be good. I'm not just like a guy on the side. Like I feel like I'm really in the locker room talking to the guys, in the meeting rooms, challenging our systems to try to make them better, and then obviously going out there and making plays and playing with brothers that love football. And I feel like when I got here, it was everything I ever wanted, plus more. And in my mind, it was just like God has given me what I need. Chido, what are you gonna do with it? You feel me? So I kind of, in my mind, just kept saying, like, it's on me.
Did you feel like you had a little bit of a chip on your shoulder coming in here to, like, really prove to people exactly what you could do?
For sure. Last year, like, I very early, like, right after the season, like, I told myself this year is going to be about respect. And I have to take complete ownership of whatever I put out there and however I arrive to whatever team I was going to be on. So, very early in the offseason, I was working out, got my routine down. I wasn't relying on, specific trainers or, other people to kind of guide my off season. I took complete ownership of it and like said, I'm gonna get my PT, I'm gonna get my speed work, my DB work, lifting, stretching, yoga, all that type of stuff. Like I just did it all, and it was daily. And I feel like I created a routine where it was gonna make me my best self. And I think that definitely had to do with everything about that chip on the shoulder. I just want respect in this league, and I want to provide for my family. So
yeah, I can't wait. I'm so pumped to see what you guys do this season, and can't believe it's here. Oh my gosh! Before we wrap up here with you, I can't help but notice this photo behind you, the outfit, and a theme that I noticed while I was scrolling through the IG is the anime.
Yeah.
What's with the anime?
I'm a big anime fan.
Yeah. What are like your? I'm not an anime person. I'm not gonna pretend that I am.
Yeah, no love.
But what are the shows? What are the movies? Who are the characters?
Yeah, so I started with Naruto. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've heard of it.
Okay, Naruto. Then actually Dragon Ball Z way back. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that.
Yeah.
And then I started just watching different shows. One Piece is one of my favorite shows, and the thing about anime that like people may see it as cartoons and stuff, but it's actually really dramatic. And you have an anime character bulging their eyes out and tears flowing down their eyes and their mouth like dropped to their stomach. Like that's not something a regular actor can do. So there's just like different emotional expressions, and the storylines, the backstories are really cool. And it's led me to meet some really cool people. Like I met the owner of Funimation, the people who actually made Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
Like yeah, his son is one of my good friends now, and it led me to also meet another guy who we're working on African comics.
No way.
Yeah, working on African comics, and that's one thing about me. I like to do a lot
I can
and,
see
I'm passionate. With WWE, I was passionate about that too growing up. I was a big HBK fan, DX, Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, all that stuff. But yeah, so I feel like when I came here, I got my routine down. I was able to explore a lot of different things that I'm passionate about too.
What do you want to do with African characters in anime?
Yeah, so I want to just tell real stories, and again, I want to bring, African culture to the Western world. I feel like we haven't really experienced the history, some of the cool things, the food even. You can't like drive down the street and say you probably have seen an African restaurant probably before. So, just everything that has to do with that, I feel like in my position, I'm able to kind of bring that to the Western world for everybody to experience, So that's one of the things that I definitely am just passionate about.
So cool. Well, listen, I know you're a busy man. You got lots of things to do. But my final question to you, what do you want your legacy to be in football?
That's a powerful question.
I know, it's pretty loaded. It's a pretty loaded question. But.
Last year, one of our teammates here, Ricardo Allen asked me, like, what do you love about football so much? And it was kind of similar. And to me, it was, I told him the history, like, in this life, you don't have too many ways to be remembered, And I feel like when you play football, you're automatically etched into some book, for something. And then if you do really well in football, you're etched into a different book, So for me, this is like my stamp on the public world. If I were to pass or do something, they'd type in Chidobe Awuzie, he was a football player. So that's what I love about it. It gives people the opportunity to etch their part in this game and to etch their part amongst their family, communities. There may be a little kid who has a name similar to mine, or someone who's from where I'm from, San Jose, California, and sees my name and automatically thinks that they could do that too. So, I think it's really important just to be a part of this history and putting out the best possible name I can. So.
Hell yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was really nice to meet you.
This was
Cannot
fun.
wait to see you guys crush it this season.
Appreciate it.
Go get it. I'm going to be at some games. I'll bring you some chili.
Say less. It'll be good.
It'll be homemade, I promise.
Bet.